Hello and welcome to this video. Thank you so much for tuning in and sharing this now moment with one another. If you haven't seen these videos before, welcome, and welcome back if you have. Thank you so much for all of the comments and sharing that you guys have provided, and the emails. I'm in the process of answering questions and still updating my blog, which this video is specifically blog style, so it may not resonate with everybody, and I recognize that this is an open platform and we are all entitled to our own opinions, but this is for those of you who do resonate with this. That's who this is for. So I'm going to go into a little flow, perhaps a little light language. And this is how essentially part of how I do my blog. So we'll call this a blog insert. And I was being guided to go into a little bit, and again, this is meant to be felt. A lot of this is a play on words. So what I do is I record it, and then I go back and I listen to it, type it up, and put it into blog format without the light language. I'm being guided to share that the light language that I put is in blog format. So it is written in the words that I use and how I harmonize the combination of the words and the field that the words are written in are felt and understood on a computable level. And as the blood circulates through your veins, through our remembrance, through our we allow ourselves to activate. We allow ourselves to become more of who it is we seek to be. For as we come into these new wavelengths, these new reactivations, these new realizations, making real our frequency, we then release stagnation. We realize. So this is reference to making real to our eyes and seeing the lies, the truth. The truth is then shown because it is in our blood. It is in our bones. We are conductors. We are supraconductors. We are we are in our bones. We are of the earth. We are plugging into our units of compassion, our unit, Y-O-U in it, of compassion, our freedom of speculation. That's a play on words, guys. If you do not harmonize with who you truly are, with what you truly are, you fall out of alignment. You fall out of order. Things happen out of order. Things happen out of synchronicity, out of alignment, out of enlightenment. However, for those of you who are willing to play the game. Now, I'm having reference, I've had this before, of Carly Simon. If you're willing to play the game, I'll be coming around again. I know nothing, I'm going to have to post this. I know nothing stays the same. I'll be coming around again. This is also reference to life happens, and that's a kind of a sad song. But in all actuality, it's like, okay, but life happens, but I'm willing to jump back in again. So as we jump back in again and we get on the wagon, so to speak, the wagon, and I repeat these words, by the way, because they're multi-leveled meanings. So what I'll do is I'll go back in and write them down and look at the depth of the words and see what Spirit is trying to spell out for me. As we look at the wagon, the carrier port of energy, as we allow these frequencies to recombine in a new way. So wagon is an old transport system. There's wheels associated with it, and it carries us from one place to another. However, that is the old energy. And if we look at a wagon and then what we are carrying from our old records, from our old DNA, from our old genetics, wagonetics, wagon, gone, gone are the old ways, the old carrier ports, the old ports into access portals and grids, for we are now reconstructed versions of our true potential that was hidden from us before, that was hid, in plain sight. So plain sight. When you think of plain, it is what it is. There is nothing covering it up. It just is there. So when we start to get all complicated and materialistic, we cover up the plainness of it and think we have to doll it up, so to speak. And I'm having reference to doll is a doll, something we play with, something we dress up that represents us, but it's fake. It holds no vibration other than what we project onto it. And then once we started saying, okay, we see this doll and we start idolizing this doll, it takes away our plain sight and it covers it up and it distracts us into another frequency that no longer is plain sight. It's then now covered up in ruffles, is what I'm saying. And we take a break in this now moment to assist you in ionizing, in ionizing. That I know in what this message is all about, for we will have more to add to it when you are able to sit down and tune your frequencies into the ink jet, into the paper. And so this is a break. And so it is. In Love and Light, still high vibration coming through. This will be part 1 of the blog representation, and I'll probably post this so you guys can get a kind of a taste of what it's like in blog format, and then I'll put I'll type it up onto YouTube so you guys can read it and see how Spirit works with us in words, in format, and in multidimensional layers of perception, and we'll go from there. So thank you so much for tuning in. In Love and Light, namaste.